Welcome back, guys. Well, today I'm back at the cabin. Plans have changed a bit. Stay tuned to see what I'm talking about. Well, I'm back at the cabin today, had some great plans to do some winter camping, and plans have sort of changed. You know, we've had a few of our crew down with illness and other circumstances, and I personally don't feel that great. I've been battling the flu all week, so just gonna have a nice cabin weekend, I think. The weather's really changed. As you can see, here we are mid-January, and you know, there's really no snow on the ground. We have about tops 2 inches right now, which is absolutely unheard of. You know, I really haven't seen this little snow this time of year at the cabin before. Right now it's about 6 or 7 degrees and melting. So those of us that could make it to this weekend, just gonna make some soup. I've got some Mr. Noodles, the lunch of champions, out in the woods. Can see the sun's out, but I don't think that's gonna last for very long. We're due for some rain overnight tonight, which is another reason why winter camping has been kind of canceled for this weekend. With a few of us being sick and you know, willfully going out into the woods, you know, when there's supposed to be a rain forecast overnight, I don't think that's a great idea. You know, you're not going to be able to get the fire going nicely overnight, and you know, if you're not in an emergency situation and actually stuck in the woods in the rain, I don't see why anyone would want to go out if they're feeling poorly to have some kind of adventure. So the winter camping, don't worry guys, it is going to happen. Just not convinced it's going to be, you know, the next week or two. The weather's been really weird. I'd like to get it back down below freezing again, just so we can have a more enjoyable experience. I know it seems odd, you know, you'd think today would be great, you know, +7 and all, but you know, it's really sloppy and wet in the woods. We don't have a lot of snow. I'm not gonna get out and do, you know, the snowshoeing that I want to do either. So we'll putter around the camp this weekend and see what we get up to. Right, so I'm inside now, getting ready for some lunch. We've got our bowls all set up. These guys are new. These are some lanterns that I got. These are good to have because in case the battery conks out, then you'll end up with a little extra light from these. You don't waste battery power. Some persimmons, dried apples, and soup. There we go. Woo, that's hot. Everybody want to say hello?
No.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Say hi, everybody.
Hey,
hello. All right, so we're just gonna have some lunch and warm up and see what we get up to. All right, now that we've had lunch, we've come to our senses. We're going camping. Getting ready. All right, so we're getting our stuff ready. We're going, people. No matter how sick we feel, how tired, the woods are calling. Well, let's get out of here. All right, so I've got packs of bannock all ready to roll. And I've got the dehydrated chili and granola. I think we're gonna have lots of good stuff to eat. Right, so the rain has been called off, and so we're venturing in the woods. It's a done deal. There's our gear in the Pelican sled there, and some people have packs as well. So because a few of us aren't feeling as well, we're just gonna head off not too far from the cabin, so we have an out. You know, if you're not feeling well in the night, you can kind of get back to the cabin. So I think that is a good plan. So I'm looking forward to it. It's about 3:30 now, so it's gonna get dark soon. So we're gonna have to get ready, getting some firewood, and then later on we'll get some supper ready. So come along on our adventure. It's gonna be lots of fun. All right, so I got this cover for the Pelican, and it works pretty well. The reason I got it is I didn't want stuff to fall off, so it just snaps on just like that. Beauty. And as you can see right here, this is the setup we have. We've got some cabling here with some PVC pipe and a couple of clips. You can clip it on your belt or clip across your chest or hold it. So I was inspired by Pine Martin, who does a lot of winter camping. He's a YouTuber, and I've had this setup now for a few years and I really like it. I'm really happy now to have the cover for the Pelican though. It's gonna help, you know, if it does rain a little bit overnight. It's not supposed to now, but it's gonna keep everything nice and dry and from flicking out of the sled. Gonna make a fire later, so I'm gonna grab some birch bark. Always good to grab fire starter while you can. Got my tinder kit and everything, and my fire steel and knife, so ready to go for tonight. That's the problem with these sleds. As you can see, it kind of gets away from you going down a hill. That has caused many an issue in the past. Sometimes crossing the bars over behind you will prevent it from doing that. But this isn't really steep, so we're just going to carry on. Alright, so we made it to the bay, and the ice is about 4 inches thick. So I think we're going to kind of walk along the shore here and get to our campsite. Check out this ice wall. The water this year is so high that...
Look right here, guys. Oh, somebody has to get a rope and pull.
Uh-oh. Wouldn't be winter camping without someone falling on their butt a couple times. So this is incredible. This ice wall normally is about half full of ice. Well, half thickness compared to right now. You can hear the water running on it as it's melting out. Be awesome for ice climbing if you're into that. And I'm born. Just following the little beaver trails here to get through to the forest. And here we are. So we're gonna go in here and try to find a nice spot. Well, we're at the location now. Just figuring out where we're gonna set up everything.
Looks like on the top of the ridge. Well, that's, I think, gonna be worth checking out.
Alright, so I've set up my hammock in the woods. We're really losing our light now. You can see over here I've got the setup just like last time. I've got my hammock under there. And in here I have my Teton winter sleeping bag. And I also have a mat underneath me as well to keep me warm and from the wind kind of getting up at my back. On top I've got my nice tarp there in case we get a little bit of rain overnight or something like that. And here is that winter tent I was telling you guys about for $100 on Amazon. It's pretty easy. It's got some poles there to set up. Just putting it down here on a tarp. Excellent. It's very lightweight. There we go. That's how quick it is to set up, so that's a bonus. As you can see here, it's completely sealed in at the bottom. It's got some venting at the top, but now we're going to put the fly on. Inside, it's quite spacious. It's got room for at least a couple people. A little gear clip up there. They're called the Rio Rand. So really easy is you have these buckles and they clip on down here. You sort of tighten them up here. And this little fly comes down so you can tuck snow around it. And it's a nice bright orange, so very visible. I like that. Yeah, so wind does not kind of get up here. It's very, very light, portable. And the zipper is of course covered with a flap, so if it snows or rains, it's not getting in there. And if you want to vent, these just open right up here to vent you out, but these kind of pop up like that. It's a bit stiff, so the venting can kind of go up there for air. Isn't that cool? And of course you can just tack it down, so you've got a little bit of a vestibule there for your gear.
Oh, this one has one and the other one has two. Yeah.
The other tent we have is the Mech. It's a 3-season tent, but in this weather should be fine. We'll find out. Similar idea. Also has the vents at the top. That one's a bit more money, but you know, they look really similar. And the Rio Rand for $100, you can't beat that for a winter tent. So we'll see how it works out. We're working on the wood pile next. Really important to get as much wood as possible. And there's lots of standing dead trees around here and a lot of tinder. So I don't think we'll have too much of a problem. And tonight, I don't think it's going to get that cold. I think the lowest it'll get is -1. So, I mean, even if we didn't have a fire and we've got our nice winter bags, we should be just fine. So we're just going to finish setting up camp and then get more firewood and then make some supper. Well, the one thing about chopping wood is it makes you extremely warm. So I've had to take off my sweater so I don't end up getting a chill. Just working on the wood pile here. Man, it takes a lot of effort to get what we need. Thank goodness it's kind of warm tonight, so even if we didn't have enough, that we'd make it. Use some of this.
So bright out here.
Here, there's some really dry old man's beard in here. There's some dry stuff. It's the kit from Kirk north of 51. That would kind of catch in there too. If that lights up, that'd be brilliant. I also have old bit of tinder fungus too. That might catch it up. The amadou in the middle of it. There it goes.
It's going.
It's going.
That shit's on fire.
Oh, Jesus. Okay, let's get some. Get this on fire. You can like just put them all on these little. Get them all on these little sticks. Lots of little sticks, guys. We can get some.
Bring little sticks, see?
Right, that took a lot of work, but.
I got some big logs on there now.
Oh, that feels nice, eh?
All right, that's a real life bonfire now.
Is this familiar, everybody? Yes, it is. Whew. Well, see these little bags in front of me? This is bannock, so I've made some little pouches here of bannock, and we'll have some bread over the fire. So you can hear my nose is starting to get stuffy between my cold and the smoke. So basically, it's easy to make them in this bag. Just flour, baking powder, and a little bit of sugar I put in mine. And just enough water to kind of make a dough. So I'm going to kind of mush it around in here. And when you get to the right texture, you're going to want to roll it up, and you can wrap it around a stick. And you'll have instant bread. Cook it over the fire. Gotta be careful not to overdo it. It's nice to do it in these bags, because then it's not a huge mess at the end of the day. You can burn the bags after. It's been really tough trying to get this fire going. I mean, everything is soaking wet. It's been a real pain, but everybody's worked together and we got her done. All right, so we've got the bannock going there by the fire, and we've got some chili heating up, and some other yummies. What's in there in the pot?
No, like a Mexican burrito bean mix.
Okay, so Mexican burrito bean mix to go with the bread. Sounds good. The chili, of course, is the one that I had dehydrated earlier, so we'll see how that works. I've never rehydrated this recipe before, so hopefully it works. All right, looks pretty darn good. Well, it's coming along. We're just gonna check it. Ooh, it's still a little bit raw there on the bottom. Top looks pretty cooked though.
Pie.
Oh yeah, it's pretty good. That there, that piece, that's cooked. Let's give it a try.
What's your mistake?
Really good.
Um,
I'm just gonna cook the bottom of the bannock and enjoy the rest of it. All right, so we're just taking a peek at the chili, and looks like it's pretty ready there. I think we'll just let it boil off. I put a little bit too much water in there, so we'll just let that go on there a bit and boil off and have something to eat a little while. All right, so there's the chili. Got a bit of cheese on it. See how nice and thick that is? Probably cooked it about an hour. Boiled it. Looks really good. Excited to try it. Of course, it has the spices in it that Daryl sent me. Give it a whirl. Daryl's one of my subscribers. Sent me some nice spices. Let's give this a try. Let's give this a try. Very good. Perfectly hydrated. And really spicy. Really good. Well, this is great. You know, like, honestly, I was sort of doubting that we'd be able to do this with the threat of rain and me feeling pretty sick. I was gonna not do this, but you know what? I'm so glad I did. It just goes to show you, I mean, nature is the best medicine. Like, I feel, though I sound terrible, I'm pretty pumped to be out here right now. So, yeah, I'm just gonna sit here by the fire, get warm before bed. We've got a pretty bright moon out tonight, so I bet you the animals are gonna be out and about. So I would suspect to probably hear some coyotes tonight. Whew. Smoke in the eyes. Yeah, I expect the animals to be moving around tonight, so that might be pretty interesting. I know a lot of you guys have asked, you know, will I be bringing out like a gun or ways to protect myself? And honestly, I'm not bringing a gun out or anything like that. Nothing's really going to bother me out here. I mean, we have bears, but they're in their dens. We have coyotes, but they pretty much keep to themselves. We're going to be pretty smart about the food. It's going to be up in a tree several meters away, obviously. I don't want to track them in tonight. So, yeah, it's just common sense, being safe, not leaving food around your camp. And, you know, just enjoy nature. Enjoy the sounds of nature. Don't be afraid. Now it's tea time. We're going to make some Jiffy Pop and have some tea by the fire. Peppermint tea.
Safety.
Really good.
There's someone, since you're like in a lost boat.
Got some, made some Jiffy Pop over there, so.
Don't do it. Don't do it. It's a myth.
They say it's stale. I think it tastes pretty good, actually. It's not stale.
It's incredibly stale. I think the first one
Tastes great. Anything tastes great outdoors.
Really bad. The top line was like really gross.
Yeah.
It was super buttery.
Made a little bit of a wall
okay
behind
right
here with the wood. The wood is so wet out here, but this way reflect the heat on us and it'll dry the wood at the same time. It's the moon up there tonight. It's gonna be a bright night, so that's good. Nice looking fire. All right, guys. Well, I'm in my hammock in my Teton minus 20 plus sleeping bag. It's really nice, really cozy. The wind's really kicked up, so we'll see what the night's going to be like in the hammock, but I am really, really warm. So hope you guys have a good night as well, and I'll see you in the morning.